Clope and Nedak Minster welcome you to this broadcast of high school girls basketball on NKTelco Sports. We are here at the NKTelco Gymnasium at Russia High School, where the Russia Raiders will take on the Minster Wildcats. Tonight's game is brought to you by the following sponsors: Crown Equipment Corporation, First National Bank, Full Pizza, Winter's Meats, Sydney Ogles Audiology, Precision Strip, Wagner's IGA, Jewelry Barn, and NKTelco. Thank you for all that are listening here on NKTelco Sports. We are here at the NKTelco Gymnasium at Russia High School on the first weekend of high school girls basketball. I'm Brandon Coverman, and alongside me, Craig Bissinger, here for this non-conference battle between the Mack and Shelby County here. Russia and Minster both sitting at 1-0, and Fish, first off, looking at the Minster Wildcats. They are coming off a regional appearance last year, another MAC championship, a deep run to the Sweet 16. But off last year's team, they lose a lot, and Ivy Wolf and Janae Hoying. And return Ella Mesher, though, future Findlay Oiler commit.
Yeah, eight seniors graduated from that team last year, as you said. Ivy Wolf, the MAC Player of the Year, and actually the all-time leading scorer there at Minster. So yeah, that's losing a lot, along with Janae. She's up at Findlay right now. Ivy, like you said, lost her. She's at Miami. They also lost Mason Cole, a very good player last year, the Classic valedictorian. But yeah, they got a lot to figure out this year. And I think Coach Mike Wiss said he was really going to be looking for his leaders here at the beginning of the season. And is that going to be Ella Mesher, as you said, or is that going to be somebody like Katie McClurg, the junior, that played very well in that game against Walpock last night?
Yeah, and the Wildcats defeated the Walpock Redskins 45-39. And looking on the flip side here for the Russia Raiders, under first-year head coach Paul Bremingen here, picked up his first win as head coach of the Russia girls. They defeated Sydney, a very talented Sydney team, by the score of 66-56. Raiders led in that game by Ella Haney with 25 points. Cece Borchers and Kate Sherman also joining her in double figures as well, along with Simone Putoff. So a very nice, strong showing for the Raiders. I know you and I were both at that game last night. I was on the call with that game with Dave Helmstetter last night. There's a very good showing there under first-year head coach Paul Bremingen.
Yeah, Coach Bremingen had to love getting that first win, because he starts out this season with Division I Sydney. You got Minster tonight, a perennial powerhouse, and then, by the way, the defending state champions in Fort Laramie are coming up Tuesday. So yeah, nice to get that first win last night, and they did it in good fashion. And a couple times Sydney went on some runs, and Russia able to battle back, got it tied up at halftime after being down a little bit there in the second quarter, and came back and got a victory. Went on a very a good run there in the third quarter. I think a 22-11 run maybe, but a good game for Coach Bremingen. Got a chance of talking a little bit after the game. I think he was very relieved, but you know how coaches are, always looking forward to that next game. Right away last night, he's thinking about Minster.
Yeah, and a very good matchup here. Both these teams made a deep run. The Raiders making it to the district finals last year. Minster making it to the regional tournament. A little bit of a newer Minster team. You lose Wolf, Hoying, Cole, those players that you mentioned, but you do have some familiarity back. Ella Mesher, who logged a lot of minutes last year, for example, is really going to lead the pack for this Wildcat roster.
Yeah, Ella Mesher, the future Findlay Oiler, going to be playing there with Janae Hoying next year, but she was a second-team All-MAC honoree last year. She had 7 points in that Walpock game. Didn't seem like much compared to what Katie McClurg did with 18 points, but Ella Mesher is definitely one of the leaders that I think Coach Wiss is going to be looking for this season.
We'll tune in to PA announcer Tanya Hammonds here, and we'll tune in for the national anthem and have the starting lineups and keys here next on NKTelco Sports.
Lift your career to new heights with Crown, an innovative global leader in the material handling industry with over a 75-year history of growth and success. We're seeking career-minded candidates for a wide variety of entry-level and skilled positions in our new Bremen, New Knoxville, Salina, Minster, and other U.S. locations. Visit crown.jobs to apply, or find us on social media by searching Careers at Crown.
Clope Corporation, America's favorite garage door, is now hiring for all manufacturing and over-the-road Class A CDL driving positions. Clope is the largest residential garage door manufacturer in North America, and we are continuing to grow. Join our team and work in a safe, clean, modern environment. Clope offers a great benefits package as an equal opportunity employer and a drug-free work environment. Imagine the possibilities when you open the door to your career at clope.com/careers.
Are you looking for a new career with amazing growth potential? NKTelco Press and Automation is hiring for many positions right now. NKTelco is a global company that is growing with its sights on being $1 billion company. Machinists, service technicians, human resource personnel, IT specialists, electrical engineers, mechanical engineers, and many more. The opportunities abound at NKTelco Press and Automation. Go to minsterjobs.com now to get started on your new career with NKTelco.
At First National Bank, we are working hard to make your life a little easier. With products like Card Valet, an app allowing you to control your cards with real-time notifications, transaction restrictions, and spending limits. The ability to access your money through 55,000 all-point ATMs across the country, surcharge-free. Live customer support when you need it. And online and mobile banking, allowing you to gain access to your financial information wherever and whenever you like. First National Bank, making your life a little easier.
Hi, I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
And back here at the Claire Cinebo Gymnasium, let's give you our starting lineups brought to you by Sydney Agles Audiology. Number 4, junior Katie McClurg. Number 10, a junior Casey Albers. Number 13, junior Morgan Sparks. Number 14, a sophomore Lily Barhorst. And rounding out the lineup, number 20, Ella Mesher, a senior. And the Wildcats are led by head coach Mike Wiss, assisted by Nan Steckschulte. Again, our starting lines brought to you by Sydney Agles Audiology. The starting lines again, McClurg, Albers, Sparks, Barhorst, and Mesher for Coach Wiss. Now for the Raiders. We'll start off with junior CC Borchers. Number 4, junior Kate Sherman. Number 10, senior Ella Haney. 5'6" junior, Reese Kubo.
A 5'11" senior, number 21.
5'11" senior, Sophie Francis. The Raiders are coached by Paul Bremingen, assisted by Tracy Schulte and Rachel Borchers. Again, that is Borchers, Sherman, Haney, Kubo, and Francis. Let's take a look at our Keyhole Pizza keys to the game. First, what's your keys for Minster, Craig?
I think with Minster, they simply have to just make the most of their opportunities there when they get shots. You know, Rushi's got a couple tall girls down low on the boards there with Kate Sherman and Ella Haney, and I think Minster is going to have to be efficient and shoot a high percentage if they want to win this ball game.
And for the Rushi Raiders?
It's pretty simple for Rushi. They just have to cut down on the turnovers. You know, they had 25 last night against Sydney. Talked to Coach Bremingen about that. That's definitely a concern of his. And you know, Minster, Coach Wiss is going to be pressuring the Rushi Raiders here at the half court. And if they can get some easy turnovers, some easy layups there at the half court, Rushi's going to be in trouble. So, yeah, turnovers, they're going to have to limit those tonight.
Again, our Keyhole Pizza keys to the game in Newport, Ohio. And the tip underway, Barhorst and Sherman, both great volleyball players, meet center circle, and the Raiders control the tip. It'll be Borchers calling out the instructions for the Raiders. Goes Sophie Francis left wing over to Ella Haney. Haney flips it over right wing to CC Borchers. Sherman goes on the high-low, double and fouled by Mesher on the block.
Casey Albers guarding Sherman down low there, and I thought Kate Sherman did a good job getting position on her, getting that ball down low, kind of sealed her off, and she's heading to the free throw line now.
So 2 shots here for Sherman. The JV contest won by the Rushi Raiders 30-28, and a very good contest back and forth between the Raiders and the Wildcats as Sherman misses the first one, it rattles out.
Kate got a little bit of a slow start last night. Kobe only had 2 points at the half, but really impressed how she came back in that second half with 8, finished the game with 10.
And Sherman cans the second one. As the Raiders lead 1-0 quickly on our First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Francis pressuring McClurg in the backcourt, gets a jump ball. It will remain with the Wildcats.
Sophie, one of those seniors out on the floor with Ella Haney, one of 3 seniors on the roster there. Sophie doing a very nice job, did a good job last year handling the ball. I think we're going to see a lot of that tonight.
And they had to readjust the arrow there. It should be Wildcat ball as the Raiders controlled the tip. Ball flipped into Casey Albers, back over to Morgan Sparks on the right wing. Sparks gives it up to McClurg. McClurg being challenged by Francis, out to Ella Mesher. Mesher going to face the other Ella on the other side from Rushi, who had a nice game last night, 25 points. Nice cut on the inside by Casey Albers, and she's fouled by CC Butchers.
Well, nice pass there by Ella Mesher. Seeing her teammate cut into the hole, made a good pass, and got free throws on the other end now, Covey.
So each team trading fouls here to start. Albers cans the first free throw, now just up at 1 with a chance to take the lead here. Not even 41 seconds into this ball game. Albers can't get the second one, but Morgan Sparks gets the rebound. Sparks tries to go back up, and that's swatted by Kate Sherman and will remain with the Wildcats.
You'll see a lot of that from Kate Sherman. She's 6'2", last year listed at 5'11". I thought she was closer to 6 foot, but this year at 6'2".
Wow. Lily Barhorst on the inside. Barhorst, nice move. And it's rebounded by CC Borchers.
Lily Barhorst, the youngest player on this Minster roster, the only sophomore. Rest of them are juniors and seniors.
It's a veteran roster. A lot of them played JV last year. Nice move on the inside by Ella Haney for the score.
We saw a lot of that last night at Sydney. Ella Haney, as you said, ended up with 25 points. Most of those were layups, although she did bank a 3-in late in the game.
And Ella Haney, I was talking last night on our broadcast, I've heard a lot of people say expect her to break out as the Raiders get the steal. It's Reese Gubo in the forecourt. It's stolen right back nearly by Katie McClurg. The Raiders throw it around. Nope, it'll go the way of the Wildcats. A little bit of a scrum there.
Ella Haney was looking for a teammate that wasn't there. And
Sparks will walk the ball up across the timeline, working on Gubo. On the exchange to Albers, right wing. Gives it over to McClurg. This is a lot of team that doesn't have a lot of varsity experience here early on. Albers with the 3, and she drills it. Casey Albers with all 4 Minster points so far.
As I said, the Keyhole Pizza key to the game, have to be efficient with their opportunities, and Minster efficient there, hitting a 3.
Reese Gubo working on Katie McClurg. Will fake the exchange. Gives it over to Francis, left wing. The Ellas are battling for position on the inside. That's a fun matchup to watch all night. Gubo, right wing, tries to get overside to Haney. Haney can't quite complete the point-blank shot. A little off balance, and the Minster catches a break.
Well, Ella Haney did a nice job getting position. Just like I said, Kate Sherman did earlier, just couldn't finish.
Coach Mike Wiss wanted a timeout, but they're going to get a 10-second count before Coach Wiss could get the timeout. Casey Albers having a nice game early on. Again, this Minster JV team only lost 1 game last year. So a lot of talent, even though there's not a lot of varsity experience. So talent, nonetheless, that Minster has to work with.
Well, a lot of these girls, Covey, you see them on the basketball roster. Kate Sherman with a bucket to get Rushi the 1-point lead. You see a lot of these names, you won't see them on the softball roster or the volleyball roster. A lot of these girls, just basketball players.
Albers shot no good on the inside. Rebound pulled down by Sherman. Again, the Raiders have only been practicing for 2 weeks after that long volleyball tournament run. Simone Putoff in the lineup for the Raiders. Gives the ball Kate Sherman. Foul line extended, hitching the shot, and that's good.
Kate Sherman can knock those shots down from 15 feet. She's not just a player at 6'2" that's going to just get all her points from layups. She can hit from outside.
7-4 Raider lead with 4:55 remaining in the first quarter here on our First National Bank Think First scoreboard. 2 great teams going at it here early on. McClurg on the inside will draw the contact. Nice take to the hole by Katie McClurg.
Katie McClurg, the high scorer in that Wapak game with 18 points. She took it to the rack there, Covey. And she, of course, is the daughter of a basketball mind, Michael McClurg, the boys coach.
McClurg sinks the first free throw.
Imagine they talk basketball around the supper table every once in a while.
I imagine. Sophie Francis in the lineup for the Raiders.
Coach Bremgen not afraid to substitute. He got most of those players on that bench, I think, with the exception of a couple sophomores last night in that Sydney game.
It's going to be a lane violation on the Wildcats. Maya Manin into the lineup for the Raiders as well. Wildcats going to apply that full court pressure. I saw the JV apply a little, maybe see if it's a little man pressure. And they're going to back off and decide not to do it and let CC Borchers walk the ball up the floor. Wildcats going to flip to a zone here and try to get it to a cutting Maya Manin in the corner. Manin trying to work it in the corner. Doubled, gets it to Borchers on the baseline. Get to work against Mesher. Kicks it out, put off. That Hitchener shot, tries to get the bank shot, low and no good. Casey Albers with the rebound. Sparks darting up on the left wing, tries to find Lily Barhorse, but the pass is intercepted by Sophie Francis.
Sophie, nice job getting the passing lane there, seeing that.
Raiders working on side of Kate Sherman. They're not afraid to get it down to the block. Nice play by Lily Barhorse. Nice straight up defense by the Wildcats. Gives it out to Albers. Albers sets her feet, fires, no good. Kate Sherman pulls down the board.
Kate Sherman, nice job hustling down the floor. Got a lot of contact, I thought, on that last shot attempt, but hustled down, got the rebound.
Put off with the jump shot, can't fall. Quick possession for the Raiders. Sparks works it across the timeline over to Barhorst. She flips it back over to Sparks in the right wing, left alone, pops the three, and that's going to rattle out. Sparks battling for the ball. It's going to deflect off Simone Putoff. Oh, that's a tough call there for the Wildcats. I thought that went off for the Raiders.
I thought maybe Simone Putoff touched that as well, but Simone Putoff is, I describe her as a bulldog, and I mean that in the nicest of terms. She really gets after it on the floor there. You see it during the volleyball season, you see it during softball, and you see it during basketball too. She's not afraid to dive on the floor for loose balls and get physical when needed.
Lindy Himmelgarn and Corinne Meyering in for the Wildcats, get their first action of tonight. CC Borchers brings the ball up, gives it to Haney on the wing. Gives it over to Borchers as the Raiders run through the offense. Borchers one-on-one with Himmelgarn, going to take it in on the inside and draws the contact.
Nice job by CC driving there from the left side, trying to put it up with the right hand. Got fouled as a result. I think Minster's doing a nice job. Ella Mesher, that is, doing a nice job on Ella Haney, trying to keep her away from the bucket. So far, Ella just with that one layup. But got a nice assignment there for Ella Mesher on Haney after that big game she had last night.
Borchers can't can the first free throw, and it was a nice job by Borchers to switch the hand and draw the contact to go to her strong hand on the left side.
Yeah, typically you want them to go for the left hand there. And
Raiders can't cash in from the lines. The foul benefits the Wildcats.
1 for 4 right now from the free throw line.
7-5. Russia leading with 3:13 remaining in the first quarter. Ball tipped by CC Borchers. It will remain with Minster.
Nice job of defense there by CC. You saw Sophie Francis get a steal earlier. I like Russia anticipating some of those passes.
3:11 in the first quarter. Russia ahead of Minster 7-5. Minster looking to even it up on this possession. Corinne Meyering over to Ella Mesher. Flips it over to Katie McClure. Deep three for the lead. That's going to fall short. Himmelgarn with nice effort, but it can't quite retain the possession to go to the Raiders.
Yeah, Sophie Francis able to get her hand in on that one and knock it off the Wildcat.
It was a nice effort there by Lindy Himmelgarn, but couldn't quite corral the ball before it hit the out-of-bounds line. Raiders slowly walking it up. So it looks like a Wildcat zone here. Ball in the corner. Ella Haney, she'll let it fly, and bullseye! Ella Haney from the corner.
Well, the other tall girl can shoot as well, Kobe. She got a three, I said last night, courtesy of a bank. This one looked a little better.
Shot no good by the Wildcats. Raiders get the rebound. Borchers darts up in the full court quickly. She's got that left lane. That's going to be a charge there by Casey Albers. And Coach Bremser not liking that call. Didn't think she was set in time. But it'll be a Raider turnover nonetheless.
That got the Minster bench up. The girls on the team like seeing their teammate take a charge.
Whether you agree with it or not, Albers putting away into a full head of steam with CC Borchers. Whether you thought it was a foul or not, credit Albers by just throwing her body in front of that, preventing what looked like an easy layup for Borchers. And that's what they do at Minster. They play hard and they play gritty. 10-5, Russia lead over Minster. With 2:23 remaining in quarter one.
Brandon, it's got to be a little strange for you talking about Coach Bremagen coaching that girls team. I know you were around when he was coaching the boys for all those years.
Yeah, it's definitely a new game, and be doing a lot of Raider games this year as Casey Albers is hot this quarter from the field.
He's got 7 now, Kobe. 2 threes and a free throw. All but one of the Minster points.
Sophie Francis picks up her dribble over to Ella Haney. Back over to Simone Putoff. Raiders try to rotate it on the inside. Deflection goes to Sophie Francis. Great defense by Albers. They tangle up in the backcourt. A jump ball favors the Raiders. Morgan Sparks and Jaden Clooney into the lineup for the Wildcats, along with Lily Barhorst.
Coach Wiss has to be a little happier with this first quarter. I think last night in that Walpock game, at the end of that first quarter, it was 11-4 Walpock, and they've already doubled their first quarter output from last night.
Haney tried to get the pass from Sherman, and it's a little unexpected.
Kate got double teamed there, trying to get it to her teammate, and maybe a little bit too quick. Haney not expecting it, went off the tip of her fingers.
So 7 points from Casey Albers has been really big here for Minster so far, as they trail 10-8 right now. Simone Putoff with the steal. Ball tipped out by Morgan Sparks. Go the way of the Raiders. Wildcats going to apply full court pressure. They're going to hit Reese Gubo. She's going to try to go down the left side against Corinne Myring. Leans into the contact and is fouled. And will go to the line for 2.
Reese Gubo, one of the captains on this team, Kobe, and I don't think she had an opportunity, or at least she didn't score last night in that Sydney game, so this could be her first points of the season here if she can convert a free throw or 2.
Gubo, the junior, with her second full year on varsity, cans the first free throw and gets her first points of the season.
And Reese actually a very good shooter. She's a good free throw shooter. She's also good from the wing. I'd like to see her shoot a little bit more this season if the Raiders are going to be successful.
And Gubo goes a perfect 2 for 2 from the line. Rushi leads 12-8 on our First National Bank Think First scoreboard.
Raiders even back up that free throw percentage, 3 for 6 now.
That's going to be a hand check foul on the Raiders. They're getting a little too physical there for the liking of our official there, and that was the right call in the backcourt. It's going to go on Sophie Francis. Ella Mesher back in the lineup. After a little breather, Corinne Myring goes to the bench for Coach Wish's squad. Coach Wiss, you know, ever since he's been a part of that Minster program, they've been in the regional every year. All 5 years he's been a part of that program, won 3 regional titles along with 2 state titles as well.
Yeah, you know, it seems like he's been there forever, and I think that's just because he was Coach Nan Steckschulte, assistant for 19 years. And yeah, it sounds funny to say he's only been there 5 years, but he watched Coach Steckschulte win a couple state titles, and then what do you know, he went out and did it himself.
And Coach Steckschulte back on the bench, reversing rules, really, so that's really interesting to see. And one interesting thing, a side note for Minster here, to see the depth of the Wildcats here tonight. You know, Claire Lamb not playing. She tore her ACL in the summer. Don't know if she's going to quite be back ready for the season. You know, I've Minster multiple times over the years, so it'll be interesting to see how they develop here over the season. Mesher on the inside. Nice jump stop. No good. And the ball falls down to Kate Sherman.
Kate on the board again, and she does it on both ends of the court. She's leading the Raiders right now in points with 5, or actually tied with Ella Haney with 5, but also doing a good job on the defensive board.
The Raiders looking to swing it into Sherman. Nice defense by Barhorst on the inside. The Raiders being patient. Trying to work it down to their 2 main cogs there. Putoff going to have to put it on the deck. And she got away with a clear carry there. She's going to put the shot up. No good, and it's rebounded there by Barhorst. Sparks starts up in the forecourt. She's going to take it to the right wing. Corner shot by Jaden Clooney. No good. Rebound, Kate Sherman.
Didn't we just say that? Kate Sherman rebound?
Yeah, again. Try to get the pass inside to Haney. Deflected. Back out to Gubo. 12-8 Raider lead with 30 seconds to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, again, Ella Mesher doing a nice job down there on Ella Haney.
And that's going to be an overpass. That's all Ella Mesher right there, forcing that overpass. Phenomenal play there by the future Finley Oiler to deny Haney the ball. She got beat a couple times from the inside the first time, but wasn't going to make sure it happened there. Maya Monin back in the line to give Ella Haney a little bit of a breather.
I think our first look at Kelby Dosek out on the floor as well.
Kelby Dosek as well, yeah, another junior in this lineup. Very, very veteran roster now for this Raider team, as they got a lot of experience under old coach Andy Zimmerman, who's in the building tonight. Albers from the corner, no good. Rebound by the Raiders. That ball tipped out off of Reese Gubo. That's going to give Minster a golden opportunity to strike here before the end of the quarter. They have the possession arrow favoring them as well. Start the second quarter, barring a jump ball. Ball goes into Barhorse on the inside. Mesher trying to make a move, and Davis might got away with a foul there. Nothing called. And we'll head to quarter number 2 here. The Russia Raiders lead the Minster Wildcats 12-8. We'll be back here next on NKTelco Sports.
Allglaze and Sydney Audiology are committed to providing the most advanced and affordable hearing care solutions.
Did you know that more and more insurances are offering coverage for hearing aids and that we are the most comprehensive provider in the area?
Because we want to serve all in our community, we partner with agencies such as Medicaid, OOD, Sertoma, and most recently the VA, helping our veterans find local solutions to their problems.
Don't leave unused benefits on the table this year. Call us today to see if you qualify.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
Here at the Clare-St. Gymnasium, and the Russia Raiders leading the Minster Wildcats 12-8. I'm Craig Fissinger with our play-by-play man tonight, Brandon Coverman. Just some first quarter stats. Again, Russia leading 12-8 for the Raiders. It was 5 points each for Ella Haney and Kate Sherman, and 2 for Reese Gubo for the Minster Wildcats. Casey Albers with 7 of the 8 points. The other point coming from Katie McClurg on a free throw from the free throw line. Minster in that first quarter, 2 for 4. Russia 3 for 6.
And a great first quarter of action there. Again, 12-8 after the first quarter. And a shot on the inside, no good for the Wildcats. Raiders work it up in the forecourt. It's Sophie Francis. Maurice Gubo over to Haney, in the corner to Maya Manin. Raiders trying to rotate it around, go in the inside to Kelby Dosek. Over to Reese Gubo, jump stop, shot, no good. Ball tipped around. Who's going to come away with it? It's Ella Haney. She makes the move on the inside and gets the shot to fall.
Ella Haney, nice job getting that board over top of Lily Barhorst. Ella with 2 inches on Lily and gets the layup there. Ella Haney now leading the Raiders with 7 points.
14-8 our score on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Ella Mesher out near the timeline. Mesher, one of the favorites, I would say, to be possibly MAC League Player of the Year. And that ball's blocked on the inside by Sophie Francis. And the Raiders going to work it up. Maya Manin all alone, wide open shot. Swish! Maya Manin cans it, and the Raiders doubling up the Wildcats 16-8.
I didn't think Maya had her feet set very well there, but nonetheless, she knocked that shot down, so her first bucket of the season.
Inside, Casey Albers trying to continue her great night, no good. Battle for the rebound goes down to Kelby Dosek.
Russia doing a great job on the boards here so far.
Now a great pass by Reese Gubo, intercepted by Mesher. She tight ropes the sideline. Over to McClurg, wide open, but she shuffled the pivot foot.
Yeah, that was a nice job there with a nice post move there by Ella Mesher. Knew she wasn't going to have it. Kicks it out to McClurg. I was looking forward to McClurg knocking a shot down. But as you said, drug that pivot foot.
There's a timeout by Coach Mike Bliss. We'll take it with them. Russia leading Minster 16-8. We'll be back after this break from NKTelco Sports.
Crown Equipment Corporation, Grand Lake Health.
Wagner's IGA has been servicing their communities for more than 95 years, spanning 3 generations. Wagner's founded their business on 2 basic principles: excellent customer service and quality products. Visit all our locations and experience the finest selection of deli, fresh meats, and variety of beverage choices. While there, don't forget to check out our vast selection of fresh coffee beans, produce, dairy, and bakery items. Visit Wagner's today in Minster, Fort Laramie, and New Bremen, and check us out on Facebook.
Kemmler Orthopedic Center is focused on a personalized, caring approach to treat all aspects of orthopedics, including total joint replacement, shoulder reconstruction, stem cell injections, and more. Dr. James Kemmler and Jed Cooney, certified PA, are dedicated to providing the best orthopedic care in the Grand Lake region. Kemmler Orthopedic Center has offices located in Salina and Van Wert, along with extended evening hours. To schedule an appointment, call our office at 419-586-5760.
We are here, and here, and here. Minster Bank is everywhere, providing every banking service that you need to keep your financial life in order. Whether you are on the go or stopping by one of our branches, Minster Bank is here for you. We proudly support the communities where you live. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
And back here at the Claire C. DeVoe Gymnasium, here on the first weekend of girls hoops between Mack and Shelby County rivals Minster and Russia. Both 1-0 teams trying to advance to 2-0. The Raiders up 16-8 with 6.5 remaining here in the second quarter, Craig.
Yeah, Varsity doing a nice job coming out in the second quarter, getting out to a 4-0 lead so far. But you know Minster is, they're going to put the points up to Russia. Going to have to take care of the ball here in this possession coming out of the timeout.
Yeah, you know, Ella Haney with a solid 7 points, Maya Monin 2, Kate Sherman 5, and Reese Kubo 2 to lead the 16 Raider points as Minster looks like it can come out in a zone look. Raiders going to be patient against it, really spread the floor, and it's going to cause a turnover. When you put someone like Ella Mesher on the top, that's what happens.
Yeah, she's got a wingspan there, you say, a long reach, and just kind of confused the Raiders on that one. She turns it over.
McClurg goes left wing, battling on Simone Putoff. In the corner to Morgan Sparks. Sparks weighing her options, trying to weave around the Raider attack. On the inside, Mesher, ball deflected by Haney. Deflects off Borchers and stays with the Raiders, but she had Mesher wide open on the block.
Ella Haney, speaking of long reaches, Ella Haney's got a long reach herself and got her hand in on that one.
She's grown a lot over the summer. Ella Haney going to play at Edison next year. A very good local, junior college program, community college program, but has done very well, and that's a 5-second call on the Wildcats.
Good job there by Simone Putoff getting in the Wildcats' face on the inbounds. Yeah, Ella just came off a successful cross-country season, so she came into this, even though this season maybe a little bit behind as far as practices go, she was in shape from all that distance running.
Raiders going to spread it out against this Wildcat defense. Goes on the right wing to Sherman, fumbles the ball temporarily. Gives it up in the corner to Monin, near the timeline, flips it over to Putoff. Coach Bremage wants his team to be patient here with the 8-point lead, not force anything against this Minster zone.
Russia not doing much on offense here.
Borchers from the corner, no good, and Barhorse going to get the rebound and a foul on the Raiders.
A good job there by Minster. I think that turned out exactly like they wanted. Cece Borchers maybe getting a little impatient there. She was open, I guess, but took that shot, and then Russia fouls on the rebound.
Good defensive possession there for the Wildcats. They trail by 8. 5:16 remaining here in the second quarter. McClurg weaves away on the inside, goes to Albers, flips it to Mesher in the corner, trying to take the baseline there over to McClurg. Nice pass to Albers, and couldn't quite fall. Rebound to Sherman, but that was a great offensive possession for Minster. Just couldn't quite get the shot to fall.
Yeah, I'm impressed at Ella Mesher and how well she sees the floor. She thinks she would just with coming in as a future Findlay Oiler, that maybe she just try to take over this game, but she does such a good job of seeing the court, finding open teammates, and Minster just couldn't finish on that possession.
They're trying to be patient against the zone. Minster got a lot of players with long arms to make the zone very effective for them.
I think they're determined to make Russia shoot the ball from the outside. Russia's knocked down some shots, but Minster so far these last two possessions done a very good job getting Russia with the come up empty.
So the Sherman travel there, turns the ball over for the Raiders. Corinne Meyering back in the lineup for Coach Wiss. McClurg working on Putoff. Barhorse pass, tipped by Haney. Both Ella's battling for it, and that's going to be a foul on Ella Mesher.
Yeah, she tried to get a little bit of extra space there. Haney was going after. I think she had her the lane, you say, and Mesher just stuck her arm in there, knocked her away. Officials caught that.
I think that's what football refs would say, impeding the weight of the ball. And Mesher was going to get it too, so a tough break there for Minster in the backcourt. It looked like they were going to have the best chance to recover the ball, and that's a second foul, I believe, on Mesher. That's going to bring in number 30, Kennedy Corti, the 5'10 junior, into the lineup. Her first action as Minster will sit back in that zone. Raiders going to be patient. That's going to be, thought that was out on put-off. It must have been tipped off by Meyering.
Well, I know Coach Bremagen practices this type of offense probably every day, but I was just going to say he needs to call a timeout and talk about this, how they're going to attack this.
Coach Bremagen wants a timeout. We'll keep it here. I'd like to thank some of our sponsors here on NKTelco. They are Crown Equipment Corporation, First National Bank, Keyhole Pizza, Winners Meats, Sydney Ogle's Audiology, Precision Strip, which this timeout is brought to you by Wagner's IGA, Jewelry Barn, and NKTelco. You can follow WCSM AM 1350, 96.7 FM. In their internet-exclusive games on www.wcsmradio.com. All season long, your sports leader in Mercer and Ogles County. I'd also like to tell you that NKTelco Sports and sponsors are pleased to bring you replays of high school basketball on NKTelco Channel 3 or in HD on Channel 503. You can catch the replays of this game Friday, November 26th at 5 p.m. and Saturday, November 27th, unless you don't want to watch the Ohio State-Michigan game at noon. And you can also watch more games on demand through YouTube, Facebook, and at nktelco.com/sports and watch the archives of any Russia and Minster games that NKTelco has done.
You do it like I do, Kobe. I have a TV behind me, and then I have my computer in front of me, so I can multitask.
Multitask, perfect. And now coming out of the precision strip timeout, Russia with a 16-8 lead. Nearly halfway through the second quarter, 4:07 remaining.
And it's been kind of a slow quarter here. Russia with 4 points and Minster yet to score in the second quarter.
Ella Mesher on the bench with 2 fouls.
And Minster now in this 2-3. And see what Coach Bremagen's got in mind to attack this defense.
The 2-3's been effective. It's really slowed the Raiders down. They've had trouble getting the ball on the inside. Wildcats collapsing 3 girls around Kate Sherman. Shots no good. Battle for the rebound. Who did that deflect off? It deflected off a Wildcat.
Kate Sherman's got a nice post move, but it's getting predictable. She goes right, fakes right, then goes left. And if I'm Coach Wiss, I'm talking about that with a couple of the Minster defenders at the halftime.
Raiders will have a chance to inbound it their own basket. Zone pressure on the out of bounds. Raiders working it around. Borchers wide open, pulls the trigger from the corner. No good. Sherman gets the offensive board. Going to work on Albers, and she falls, nearly traveled. There's going to be a jump ball. Arrow favors the Raiders.
Well, I gave Kate Sherman a little bit of a hard time there just a moment ago, but I tell you what, she is a monster on the boards here today. This first half has just been, she's got a bunch of them. I'm not keeping track of them, but I might have to run down there at the scores table at half and see what they've got her for, but she's getting a lot of them.
When you run that zone 2, that's one deficit that can happen, is it makes it harder to rebound with that more defensive spacing. As the Raiders work it in, it's Sophie Francis. Francis on the top of the key, battling Corinne Meyering. 3:20 remaining, 16-8. Our score been deadlocked on that score for a while. Just trying to get it inside. Borger throws up a shot, no good, and it's going to fall down to Kennedy Corti.
Kind of a rocket there at the basket. Cece needed to get a little bit more arch on that.
Casey Albers right to the basket, and her hot streak continues for the Wildcats.
Yeah, she's got all the field goals for Minster right now. 9 of the Minster points.
As Minster breaks that 16-8 deadlock that we're on for a while. The Raiders in a bit of a scoring drought. Simone Putoff trying to end that, no good. And the Wildcats unfortunately travel right off the rebound. Barhorse lost a step. Reese Gubo back into the lineup.
Well, Coach Bremagen needs a shooter, and Simone Putoff missed that last shot attempt by the Raiders. I think Reese Gubo, as I mentioned earlier, I think she's one of these Raiders that's one of the better shooters out on the team.
Morgan Sparks back into the lineup for the Raiders as well. That zone defense by Minster has really stifled the Raiders here. Ball's into Ella Haney. They have 3 Wildcats around her, and she gets it in. Nice play by Ella Haney.
Strong move by Ella Haney to the bucket there.
Haney with 9 points here tonight. As the Raiders in that offensive drought, and Sparks stepped on the baseline. She couldn't quite tightrope it.
That was due to the defense of Sophie Francis on that one. Nice job running her to that baseline. Sparks just lost track of where that line was at and had a half a foot on it.
18-10 our score, just a shade under 2.5 minutes remaining. Francis looking to be patient, over to Borchers. She's wide open, gonna pull the trigger, and she cans it. Bullseye for CC Borchers.
Her first field goal of the game. A couple of missed opportunities at the free throw line there in the first quarter. Finally in the books.
A cutting Casey Albers throws it up. Gets that to fall.
Wow, is she having some kind of half. Now in double figures with 11.
And Minster gets the turnover, and that's going to be a foul on Sherman on the backcourt. That's her second foul. And Coach Brimogen immediately going to go to his bench and bring in Simone Putoff to avoid any further foul trouble for Kate, who he knows is going to have to be geared up for the next 16 minutes in the second half.
She's got a little bit of a luxury there with having a 6-footer out on the floor in Ella Haney and 6'2" Kate Sherman now on the bench. I think you missed too much.
I don't think you've seen Raider height like this since the days of maybe Claire Sherman and Kylie Wilson for the Raiders. Deflection off there, off Borchers. 21-12 our score. 1:44 remaining here in the first half. Put off, defending the inbound. Ball goes over to Albers near the timeline. Casey Albers with 11 points here tonight. Has been really solid, leading all scorers. Ella Haney right behind her with 9. Bullhorse trying to assert her dominance on the inside. That ball's tipped out by Putoff and will remain with Minster.
Yeah, Albers trying to kick it out there, threw it off the leg of Simone Putoff.
Maya Monin back in the lineup for the Raiders. As the Raiders lead by 9. Minute and a half remaining. Ball inbounded to Sparks. Sparks in the corner. Goes to Albers. Albers working on the inside. Albers over to Barhorse. She's wide open, and that's hit by Ella Haney. Barhorse got a nice job cutting around for the opening and draws the contact.
Yeah, nice job getting herself in the air as well. That caused Haney to go up and swat at that one, and as a result, pick up the foul.
Barhorse with a chance for 2 at the line. Can't home the first one as Riley Hammonds, senior in the lineup, to give Ella Haney a break. Her first action of the night.
Lily Barhorse coming off a nice volleyball season. She was second team All-MAC.
Very good player for Minster in the front row. She can't quite can home the second one as Rushi gets the rebound. Minster with the trap. Gubo gets around to Hammonds, over to Francis. Over to Maya Monin. A little bit of a unique lineup for the Raiders. Really not a lot of size in there.
None at all.
Really, they're more guard-oriented lineup. They're small lineups, so to speak, and I think they're just going to want to try to drown out the quarter here for a long possession.
The tallest player out there is Sophie Francis at 5'11".
Put off from the short corner, no good. Offensive rebound, Sophie Francis. She goes up. Nice play by Sophie Francis. 23-12 our score. McClurg on the exchange to Albers. She's been dominant tonight, and that dominance continues. Casey Albers with a response.
Just unbelievable what a good half Casey Albers is having, especially with nice players like Katie McClurg and Ella Mesher out there on the floor. Albers is the go-to girl here in this first half.
Raiders, I think, going to spread it out. In the short quarter. Over to Francis. Francis draws the contact, and McClurg was the one that hit her.
Well, when your 6-footers are on the bench, you just go to your 5'11" girl.
Yeah, Sophie Francis did a nice job there, drawing contact, and has a chance to add to the Raider lead. They lead 23-14. Francis dips the knees, fires, and cans home the first free throw. She has 3 points now on the night as the Raiders have a double-digit lead at 10 now. And Francis cans home the second one as well. 4 points for Sophie here.
Rushi's biggest lead of the game.
25-14. Sparks up in the forecourt. Goes in the corner. Meyering, deep two. Won't fall. Offensive rebound. Sparks over to Barhorst. And that rattles home. Nice job. That'll end the first half. Minster cuts the deficit to 9. We'll head to halftime. Russia ahead of Minster, 25-16. We'll take a break. Come back with our Wagner's IGA stats and recap, and we'll take you to the Precision Strip timeout. We'll be back here next on NKTelco Sports.
Kogi Plumbing and Heating is your Bryant Factory authorized dealer. We have brought the best of comfort, control, and plumbing services to the St. Mary's area for over 60 years. We have been Reader's Choice winners for the last 4 years running and excel at providing our customers with efficient and reliable heating and air conditioning, as well as responsive service when a plumbing emergency arises. We insist that the products we install in our customers' homes and businesses offer the same performance and value that we expect ourselves. Call today for your next plumbing and heating or air conditioning needs. Bryant, whatever it takes.
CarriageWorks has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. CarriageWorks thrives on customer satisfaction. We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology. CarriageWorks now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. CarriageWorks has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for CarriageWorks. We're certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
New Knoxville Supply Company, the supply source for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. We specialize in plumbing products from many name brands, electrical products from replacing a light switch to rewiring an entire house, heating, air conditioning, and geothermal products, sheet metal ductwork, installations, and service. We are now housing more inventory, so all the hardware items you need to complete the job are available right away. New Knoxville Supply. Stop in, call, or check us out online at newknoxvillesupply.com.
When I graduated from Salina, I didn't know much about the job market here.
I knew I wanted to come back to the area.
I went to Hometown Opportunity where I was looking for a local job.
It really opened up my eyes to the employer market around here.
I was able to filter down my options, see what types of jobs were out there for me.
Linked me directly with those local companies.
And the last 6 months have been wonderful to feel that family environment again.
Schwiedemann Pharmacies began serving the people of Auglaize County in 1916 when Urban Schwiedemann purchased the building and business from J.H. Hoffman. The New Bremen location is one of the longest-running pharmacies in the country, with over 110 years of serving its patrons. Since then, 4 more stores have been added: Coldwater, St. Mary's, Minster, and Wapakoneta to round out the group. Our services include prescription refills, home medical equipment, nursing home services, customized compounded medication, vaccinations, and so much more.
Kennedy Garage. Don't cuss, call us for all your auto repair needs. Busher's Market. Big and small engine repair in U-Haul. Find us on Facebook. Superior Aluminum Products. Join our Superior team today. Next Generation Kitchen and Bath. Design your next kitchen or bathroom project with us. K&M Imports. K&M Imports Sales and Service. Breichman Sales and Service. Ag Chemical Distributors. Rushi Inn and Tavern. Home and Interiors. Sassy Sisters Designs. Sassy Sisters Designs Home Decor and more. Francis Manufacturing. Francis Manufacturing in Rushi. Forever Fit. Forever Fit 24/7. Borcher's Floor Store.
Back here at Claire Cinevo Gymnasium here for this halftime report. Our halftime stats brought to you by Wagner's IGA. And Craig, what you got for us?
Well, Rushi winning this first half, and they outscored Minster in each of the quarters. That first quarter it was 12-8, and then they got them in the second quarter as well, 13-8 for a halftime score of 25-16 for the Raiders. They have had 6 different girls score. They're led right now by Ella Haney with 9 points. It's 5 points for Kate Sherman, 4 points for Sophie Francis, 3 for Cece Borchers, and 2 each for Reese Gubo and Maya Monin. For the Minster Wildcats, boy, it's been some kind of half for Casey Alberts. She has 13 points, including 2 threes. She's got all but, I guess, the other 3 points, 2 of them coming from Lily Barhorst and 1 of them coming from Katie McClurg. But it's been the Casey Alberts. Albert show for the Wildcats here in the first half. But as far as free throws go, talked about this a little bit in the first half. Right now, Minster just 2 for 6 in that first half. Russia, on the other hand, 5 for 8.
Yeah, and thank you. The stats brought to you by Wagner's IGA. And we look at the quarter breakdown. It was after the first quarter, it was 12-8, and then the Raiders outscored the Wildcats 13-8 that second period.
I think the big thing for Russia right now is they have been distributing that scoring. Again, 6 different girls have scored for them. And, you know, Coach Bremengen's probably had a talk at halftime about how to stop Casey Albers. We'll see what the Wildcats can do here in the second half.
The Wildcats bringing in some new starters start the second half. Jaden Clooney to start the second half. Otherwise, the starters are the same across the board. And Ella Mesher back in had a little bit of foul trouble. 2 fouls there in the first half. And Coach West wanted to play it safe. Minster weathered the storm for a little bit without her with that zone. Jaden Clooney gets on the inside to Ella Mesher. Mesher shot no good, but the deflected right off CC Borchers.
On the beginning of that possession, Kobe, I don't know if our viewers saw it there, but Ella Mesher had a nice screen on top and then cut to the basket, and she was wide open. She would have had an easy layup. Minster just couldn't find her.
Ball goes to Clooney on the inside. It's going to be a foul on Reese Gubo on the cut. Clooney did a nice job of cutting on the inside.
Well, it goes back to something I said the first half again, too, about Ella Mesher seeing the floor. She saw Clooney on that, and again, she just has very good court vision.
Clooney going to give it on the inside to McClurg. McClurg with the shot just a little too hard, and it went off a Raider. Barhorse skied up for the rebound, but it deflected off a Raider. 25-16 our score still. So we had a slow start the second half. Reese Gubo with the deflection.
I'm sure one thing Coach Bremengen talked about at the halftime, too, is not letting down. You know, Russia getting a kind of a comfortable lead here in the first half. They have to stay aggressive in the second half, or Minster's going to be right back in it.
Ella Haney with the steal in the forecourt gives it up to a cutting CC Borchers, who tries to get around Mesher, and one for CC Borchers.
CC Borchers, nice job driving to the bucket on that one. Good job shielding the defender on it and finishing on that. Coach Bremengen had to love seeing that from his junior.
CC with the opportunity to have the old-fashioned three-point play here. 7:23 remaining in the third quarter, and Borchers cans the free throw. She's got 6 on the night.
Russia with 3 seniors on this roster, 7 juniors though. They're really stacked in that junior class. A couple sophomores.
Raiders get a steal off of McClurg. It's Borchers. Borchers works it up in the forecourt. She stops on a dime, throws up a shot, no good. Battle for the rebound goes down to Haney. Gubo over to Borchers. Borchers on the inside over to Sherman. She'll try the deep 2, and that rattles out. Weak side rebound, Borchers, and a foul going to be called on, it's either McClurg or Barhorse.
I think Barhorse might have.
And I had a jump, and I thought it was a jump.
Well, I really like how CC Borchers runs this floor for Coach Bremengen. We've seen Sophie Francis running the point a little bit, as well as Borchers. I like how Borchers does it.
And nobody paying attention to Kate Sherman. She can't hit the point-blank shot. I think she tried to speed it up there a bit. She was wide open. Couldn't quite connect. Ball goes to Ella Mesher. Mesher in the corner to Lily Barhorst. Barhorst working on the inside on Sherman. Nearly dragged her pivot foot. Barhorst switched pivot foots this time and gets called for the travel.
Just felt a little pressure there from Kate Sherman, who's been guarding her most of the night. Kate got her hand in on that one, and as a result, Barhorst trying to create a little space there and drug the pivot foot.
Timeout from Coach Wiss. We'll take it with them. Russia 28, Minster 16. This timeout and all timeouts brought to you by Precision Strip. We'll be back next on NKTelco Sports.
Serving education, healthcare, government, industrial, and commercial businesses, Securcom of Minster has been the provider of safety and communication solutions since 1998. As a locally owned and operated company, Securcom staffs highly skilled technicians and certified installers, fully capable of handling all your design, installation, and maintenance needs. They specialize in the integration of fire alarm, door access control, surveillance cameras, phone systems, fiber optics and data, and cabling and
Not every kid wants to go to college. Some kids work better with their hands.
It's a good thing that they come and they learn hands-on.
Once you gain a skill, that's yours.
There's always room for advancement within the trades.
conditioned to believe that you had to go to college to be successful. And now I genuinely think that trade skills are extremely valuable, and we need a lot more people that are willing to go that route.
Goodyear Shoe Service.
And welcome back here to the Claire C. Naveau Gymnasium out of that precision strip timeout. The Russia Raiders lead the Minster Wildcats 28-16. As all we have is 3 points from CC Borchers in this first minute and a half, Craig.
Yeah, CC, she was a girl, actually, Kobe, that didn't start last year. Came off the bench, was the third leading scorer on the team at 7.5 per game, but didn't start all season. This year she is starting and doing a nice job at that point guard position.
Good defensive stand there for the Wildcats out of the timeout. A cutting Casey Albers, who's been a majority of the Wildcat offense here tonight. Gets the ball, and they swing it over to Lily Barhorst on the top.
Make no mistake, she's been all the offense, Kobe.
CC Borchers nearly with the steal. McClurg recovers it in the backcourt. Brings it up over the timeline. Battling there on Borchers. McClurg over to Mesher. Goes over to left wing to Barhorst. Minster trying to run through the offense here. 5:48 remaining in the third quarter, excuse me.
I think Minster's got to find a way to get it to Mesher. You know, Mesher being guarded right now by Ella Haney. They could get her into a little bit of foul trouble, but get it to Mesher down low and have her work against Haney.
Great fake by Barhorst on the inside, trying to keep her pivot foot. Shot ball short. Rebound comes down to Sherman. Borchers quickly up ahead to Gubo. Gubo back over to Borchers as the Raiders rotate around the offense. Borchers head fake over to Gubo, back in the corner to Ella Haney. They try to work against this Minster pressure, and the ball's taken away by Ella Mesher.
Yeah, bad pass there by Borchers. Mesher standing right there. Didn't really have to get in the passing lane.
Katie McClurg with the three, and that rattles out.
Katie McClurg with just the one free throw so far tonight in that first quarter, after coming off that 18-point game last night against Wapak.
Sophie Francis steps in the three at off the iron. Ella Haney gets the rebound, goes back up, gets the friendly roll there by Ella Haney.
She got a few of those last night too, and that's what you do when you're hot. I guess you get those kind of rolls. Ella Haney right now with 11 points, coming off that 25-point game last night.
Ella Haney again, 11 tonight, as Craig you just mentioned, and a nice game for her. She was her player of the game last night. And doing a nice job here tonight. The up and under by McClurg is swatted by Kate Sherman. Sherman with 5 points tonight, hasn't scored here in the second half. Maya Monanen and also Simone Putoff as the two juniors, Sherman and Gubo, to the bench. Minster goes 4 across on the inbound. Alyssa Niemeyer into the lineup for the first time for Minster tonight. Ball goes over to Niemeyer. Niemeyer tries to go back over to Mesh, and that ball stolen by Ella Haney. She's going to try to work against two Minster defenders. Jump stops, no good. Rebound and put back in by CC Borchers.
CC Borchers having a nice third quarter here. 5 points in the quarter after having 3 at half.
8 points for Borchers as the Raiders are doubling up the Wildcats 32-16, and Clooney caught that ball and was a foot deep on the baseline.
Yeah, just not aware of where she was at on the court there. Half of her foot hanging over that baseline.
32-16 Raider advantage, their largest of the game. They're on a 7-0 run here to start the second half.
And Minster yet to score here in this third quarter.
Putoff drives baseline, and that ball's taken away by Casey Albers. Albers going to dart in and weave in back and forth. Gives it over to Jaden Clooney. Clooney on the top over to Ella Mesher. She can be deadly from that spot. No good. Alyssa Niemeyer trying to get the rebound, hits the deck. And it's going to be a jump ball.
Again, Kobe, I make the point again. Ella Mesher on top of the, and then she can shoot from the outside, but I think they need to find a way to get to her underneath the basket. They're going to have to make Rushi double team it. Like I said, she can see the floor. If she does get double teamed, kick it out to a teammate, but need to find a way to get it to her down low.
Kate Sherman and Katie McClurg in for Rushi and Minster respectively. 3:38 remaining, 32-16. Megan Wiss also in the lineup for the first time tonight here for the Wildcats. Going to try to get it in. The ball's taken away by Borchers. Borchers trying to get it to Francis. He's working against Mesher. Over to Sherman. And Sherman fouled there by McClurg. tripped up on the play.
I like to see a 6'2" player able to put that ball on the floor, and that's what Kate Sherman did. There's so many times you see those taller girls just get it, turn around, and shoot. Kate Sherman not afraid to put it on the floor. That resulted in a foul.
Raiders trying to work it in here. Get it into Borchers in the right corner. Borchers working on Sparks. Borchers, a nice lane to the inside. Credit Kate Sherman kind of boxing out her defender there.
Did a nice job on that. And Borchers having a whale of a third quarter here now with 7 in the quarter and 10 for the game.
Katie McClurg in the backcourt. It's a screen from Mesher, flips it over to Sparks. 34-16 Raider lead. It's a 9-0 Raider advantage here in the third quarter. Mesher on the inside, no good. And put off on the rebound is fouled by Alyssa Niemeyer.
Well, they tried to get it down to Mesher there. She got the ball, kind of a tough shot. You know, she wasn't squared up to the bucket, and it just rolled off the rim.
Corinne Meyering and Kelby Dosek in respective. Oh, that foul was on the Raider. I think they're switching that there.
Yeah, they'll get it right.
Kelby Dosek in for Sophie Francis.
I see a lot of the Russia boys sitting over there in the front row. Kobe, they'll be in action here a little less than a week from now.
They will be playing Fort Laramie next Friday night. A great tip-off to the season. I'll be at New Bremen and Ottoville. Excited for a huge slate of games. 148 games on NKTelco Sports this year.
Wow.
As there's a timeout. All timeouts brought to you by Precision Strip. And you know who's also here is former Raider coach Andy Timmerman, now moved over to his alma mater at New Bremen, but was head coach of the Raiders for 5 years. And it's nice to see him back. I think the Raiders fans were upset to see him go, sad to see him go, but you understand, home is home, and it's nice to see him back. I think the Raider faithful really loved him as coach. I know I certainly did.
Yeah, he didn't leave here with, he left here, I guess, with a lot of friends in this gymnasium. And, Russia had a dilemma on their hands. They had a lot of talent, and they didn't need somebody to build the program like Andy Timmerman did when he came in. They needed somebody to have success now. I think they made the right choice with Coach Bremagen, who had a lot of success over 35 years.
And Coach Bremagen with 472 wins in his career across Russia and Troy. As Raiders work up in the forecourt out the timeout, they get it over to Kate Sherman. That doesn't quite fall for Kate. But the Raiders get the offensive rebound. Kelby Dosek not good as she overshoots that. Megan Wist with the rebound.
That Kate was squared up nice in the bucket there. She got a little body on that one. I think that created that miss there. Little contact.
Morgan Sparks bangs home a three. There from the corner, her first points of the night.
And the first bucket for the Wildcats here in the third quarter.
34-19 Raider advantage. Maya Mon in right wing as the Wildcats go back to that zone. Simone Putoff with the deep shot. Swish. Deep two from number 22. Simone Putoff.
Simone's first points of the game.
And a Wildcat turnover in the forecourt. You know who else we see here in terms of coaches? Coach Carla Siegel up here scouting too for the Redskins, who the Raiders play on Tuesday.
Well, Minster was 24-2 last year, and their only 2 losses were to the Fort Laramie Redskins.
And there's a block there on Corinne Meyering as Borchers takes that to the basket. Borchers will go to the line for 2. And Laramie opened up last night with a win over Miami East. Botkins with a big win over Coldwater. A couple NKTelco schools. We're excited. We expanded our range to Jackson Center this year as well, as Borchers misses the first free throw. We got every single home game for Russia, Sydney, Jackson Center, Minster, New Knoxville, and New Bremen. Boys and girls basketball. That's a big reason why we have 148 games, and we're excited to bring you a lot of them this year as Borchers splits the pair from the line. Raiders up 37-19.
Well, I was going to say, a lot of those games, some of those games will be here at the Claire Steamboat Gymnasium. I'll be calling those boys games.
Katie McClurg with the deep 2, and I'll be about everywhere, Craig, for me. So we'll be in Russia, New Bremen, Minster, so I'm excited to see a lot of good basketball in our area. Putoff with another deep 2. 39-21 our score.
Getting a lot of scoring here for Katie McClurg. Nice to see her finally get a bucket after that free throw in the first quarter, her first field goal of the game. Came off that 18-point performance last night.
Ball goes to Alyssa Niemeyer, being guarded tightly by Kelby Dosek. And that's going to be a blocking foul there on Dosek. Got a little up too much into Niemeyer there.
Russia outscoring Minster so far in this third quarter, 14-5.
Ella Haney, Ruth Dubo into the lineup for the Raiders. 1:12 remaining in the third period. Meyering in the corner, facing up against Haney. Haney trying to get the rebound, but fouled Meyering there and got a little too much in there, got a little too much body there, I believe Haney did.
Yeah, I think the official let her go once and then twice, and then he finally said that third time, we're going to blow the whistle on this one.
Nearing a minute remaining in the third quarter. Sparks tries to get on the inside. It's deflected. The Raiders get the steal. Lubo going to try to find a Raider teammate. Goes over to Haney. Haney on the exchange to Maya Monin. Monin over to Reese Gubo. Raiders run through the offense. Try to slip it in a window to Kate Sherman. Sherman working on Meyering. Flips it out to Putoff. Going to try to hit in that spot again. No good, and it's going to be a foul on Ella Haney.
Yeah, she went over the back there of Katie McClurg on that one. Good call by the officials. I hear a lot of groaning over there from the Russia crowd, but it was the right call.
I agree, yeah. Haney was right over there.
And we see Reese Gubo now running the point for Russia on that previous possession. It's something she did almost all of last season.
Megan Wiss back in the lineup for the Wildcats. Ball goes to Morgan Sparks. Sparks going to kick it out. Finds a cutting Meyering. Meyering loses it temporarily. It's fouled by Riley Hammonds, who just entered the lineup.
Riley Hammond, the 2021 SCAL Softball Player of the Year. She brings that same competitive mentality to this basketball team.
She'll be playing at Bluffton University next year. That ball's tipped by Sherman, who will remain with the Wildcats. Casey Albers back in the lineup after a little bit of a breather.
And Casey Albers had that whale of a first half with 13 points. So far, she's been held scoreless in the second half. So you got to think Coach Bremagen made a little bit of a game plan for her in the locker room at halftime.
And McClurg going to lose that ball, bounces it off her foot to go the way of the Raiders.
As I said, Russia with a monster of a schedule to start things out. The Division I Sydney last night. You got the perennial powerhouse Minster Wildcats here today. Fort Laramie coming up Tuesday. I think Coach, regardless of how this turns out, it's got to be pretty pleased with how his team's playing.
Sherman nearly walked, but kept her pivot foot down and gets her 7th point in the night.
Kate with 10 last night, so getting close to that.
The ball tip put in by, they're not going to count it. Niemeyer had a circus shot there.
They're going to talk about it here. The official under the basket called it, said it was good, and then the one on top waved it off. So all three going to talk about it.
That was one of the coolest shots I think I've ever saw. Off the deflection, Niemeyer just jumped up and put it up in there. And they're going to count it. So our score heading into precision strip timeout. Russia 41, Minster 23. We'll be back here next on NKTelco Sports.
Park National Bank, Cargill, St. Henry Bank, Chiltex LLC, Speedway Lanes.
Lift your career to new heights with Crown, an innovative global leader in the material handling industry with over a 75-year history of growth and success. We're seeking career-minded candidates for a wide variety of entry-level and skilled positions in our new Bremen, New Knoxville, Salina, Minster, and other U.S. locations. Visit crown.jobs to apply or find us on social media by searching Careers at Crown.
Clopay Corporation, America's favorite garage door, is now hiring for all manufacturing and over-the-road Class A CDL driving positions. Clopay is the largest residential garage door manufacturer in North America, and we are continuing to grow. Join our team and work in a safe, clean, modern environment. Clopay offers a great benefits package as an equal opportunity employer and a drug-free work environment. Imagine the possibilities when you open the door to your career at clopay.com/careers.
Welcome back to the Claire C. DeVoe Gymnasium. Our score, Russia 41, Minster 23 to begin this fourth quarter. The Raiders outscoring the Wildcats 16-7 that quarter.
It's been pretty consistent, Kobe. In the first half, Raiders outscored the Wildcats to 8. Then in the second quarter, it was 13 to 8. And as you just said, in the third quarter, 16 to 7.
Bears going to have the ball to start the fourth quarter. Reese Dubo in the corner. Dubo going to exchange it off to Sophie Francis. Francis being guarded by Linda Himmelgarn. Ball rotated to Riley Hammonds. Hammonds over to Dubo. Dubo over to Borchers, wide open three. Got it. Baker's dozen tonight for CC Borchers.
9 of those here in the second half. She's kind of having a Casey Albers kind of half. Casey with 13 in the first. CC so far this second half, she's been the Raiders' offense.
You know, a key stat for Mr. Ella Mesher, no points yet for her tonight.
They're trying. They're trying. Rushi just playing some good defense.
Wild shot there by McClurg. Ball's going to fall down to just entered in. Just entered in Haley Albers.
And Katie McClurg getting ready to take the ball inbounds for Minster right now. Looking for a teammate, gets it in 4 seconds, gets it on top to Ella Mesher and try to get it down low, and that's going to be almost turned over, going to tie it up, and Mesher back with the ball. And back with Brandon Coleman on the play-by-play.
An interception there by the Raiders. It's Anna Larger in the lineup for the Wildcats, who she led. It'll stay the way of the Raiders. Did not have that on the varsity roster. Larger had a nice game at 14 points in that JV contest that was won by the Raiders, 30-28.
Yeah, that's the way to get the night started. JV contest, that was a good one.
Morgan Sparks back in the lineup for the Wildcats. Borchers, and she's going to try to keep the hot hand, and that ball fell well short. Larger gets it up to Hemmelgarn. Hemmelgarn weaves in and out as she crosses the timeline. Hemmelgarn trying to get it to Mesher, who's clapping her hands. Mesher up and under, no good. And Larger puts it in. Anna Larger enters the box score. After a fantastic JV game. 44-25 Raiders with 6:21 remaining. Simone Putoff back in the lineup for the Raiders. Riley Hammonds to the bench for Coach Brogen. There's Reese Gubo. Entire shoes there. 44-25 our score.
Coach Bramage has done a nice job of getting his bench in so far. He's played 9 of his 12 on that bench.
Here's inbound the ball, CC Borchers. Ball. Looking to weigh her options, gets to Sherman on the inside. The defense just collapses on her. Great defense by Minster on the inside, and they get the takeaway. Mesher goes up to Sparks. They got a fast break. Sparks over to Albers. Albers on the inside, trying to have a little bit of a spin move there. And the ball's taken away by Maya Manu in response.
I tell you what, credit to Simone Putoff on that one. They were 2-on-1 against her, and she stopped that.
Ball deflected there by Ella Mesher. Gets the block. Simone Putoff with the second attempt. Puts it in.
Very deserving of that bucket. Like I said, she just did it on defense. Stopped 2 Minster girls on offense. Only appropriate she got the bucket on that possession.
46-25 our score. 5:35 remaining here in the contest. Ball goes to Lindy Himmelgarn. She's going to pull the trigger, and that's off the iron. CC Borchers brings it up in the fourth court. Morgan Sparks trying to get in there, and nice move by Borchers to the basket. She's fouled by Ella Mesher.
A nice job by CC there, not getting a turnover. There was a Minster defender coming at her, got a hand in there. CC just kind of stuck it out there like a running back and gave her the stiff arm, swatted it away, got to the bucket, and got the foul.
Borchers going to look to expand on her 13 points, and she has 14 here tonight. 47-25 now. Borchers goes 2 for 2 from the line. 15 points for her tonight. As we see Ella Haney, really haven't called her number much in the second half, despite her having 11 here tonight. Her and Borchers in double figures both nights this weekend.
CC actually getting 16 points. We're off 1 point there, Covey, and Got 13 in the second half. She matches what Casey Alberts had in the first half for Minster now.
Jaden Clooney back in the lineup for the Wildcats. And the Wildcats, too, you have to look at it. A lot of these girls, really the only consistent player from last year is Ella Mesher. Albers, 3. No good. Put off on the rebound, but this is a JV team, only 1 loss. I think they're trying to gain some varsity experience here.
Yeah, it's like I said, we started this broadcast out. They lost 8 seniors last year, and it's tough. It's tough trying to pick up from that. It's just game 2 of the season.
And that's Mesher with another foul. 4 fouls for her on the night.
It's been a tough night for Ella Mesher. She's done a lot of good. Hasn't been able to score tonight, but setting some good screens, getting a lot of rebounds, finding teammates, but just been a tough night for her as far as the scorebook goes.
Actually, that Ella Mesher fouls out of the game, actually, with her 5th foul. Kennedy Corte will come in the lineup for the Wildcats as Haney cans the first free throw.
And make no mistake about it, you're going to hear Ella Mesher's name a lot this season. And just an off night tonight, but she's going to be a good player for these Wildcats once they get into their league schedule.
2 points there from the line for Haney. She has Baker's dozen now in 13, trying to battle Borchers for that lead score. Lindy Hemmelgarn on the inside. And give it over to Jaden Clooney going to the basket. Clooney, no good. Albers loses the ball, and it's rebounded by Haney. Haney goes over to CC Borchers as she'll walk it up slowly across the timeline. On in right wing. On in, goes over to Putoff. Goes over to Borchers. Borchers left wing. Rotates it over to Haney. They're being slow as they're just trying to go through the offense here.
Yeah, no need to take any bad shots.
Francis kicks it out. Putoff, foul line extended. Got it. Simone Putoff with 8 points now tonight.
All 8 of those coming in the second half. She's been doing it from the outside. She took a couple shots last night that were off the mark, and a couple shots to start out tonight that weren't exactly swishes, but she's doing a nice job here in the second half.
Raiders won the break. CC Borchers 54-25 our score now with 18 on the night for Borchers. Andy Hemmelgarn walks it over the timeline. Ball goes on the inside of Corte. Nice cut by Kennedy Corte with her first basket of the night. We got a timeout by Coach Wiss. It's just for substitutions, I believe. CC Borchers, Sophie Francis, Ella Haney head to the bench. Liza Garrity, Carly Scott, Toby Dosek in the lineup for Minster, Kayla Lamb, and Megan Wiss, and Alyssa Niemeyer. Putoff stops on the dime in the forecourt. The lineup they haven't experienced with yet. A couple of JV players here in the lineup that we saw in that contest earlier. Chloe Thien in the lineup, excuse me. Not Kayla Lamb. Maya Monin with the 3, no good. Excuse me there for Chloe Thien out there, 5'9" junior.
You mentioned Minster having a good JV team last season, Kobe. Rushi right now priding themselves on some of their athletes coming up. A decent JV team as we saw them beat Minster earlier. Rushi with 5 freshmen playing this year. And courtesy to Amy Timmerman, who you mentioned before, the former coach, getting a freshman team together last year. And that only makes your program better when you have kids that have opportunities to play at a freshman level and JV level.
Timeout by Coach Paul Bremagen. All timeouts brought to you by Precision Strip. We'd like to thank our sponsors here on NKTelco Sports, because without them, it is not possible to bring you high school action. They are Crown Equipment Corporation, First National Bank, People's Pizza, Winner's Meats, Sydney Ogles Audiology, Precision Strip, Wagner's IGA, The Jewelry Barn, and NKTelco. Timeout sponsors Precision Strip. Stats and recap Wagner's IGA. Player of the game that Craig and I will select after the game is brought to you by NKTelco. And a Rushi game sponsor is the Jewelry Barn. You can follow WCSM AM 1350, 96.7 FM, and our internet exclusive games on www.wcsmradio.com. all season long, their sports leader in Mercer and Ogden County. I can tell you that NKTelco Sports and sponsors are pleased to bring you replays of tonight's high school basketball action on NKTelco Channel 3 and HD on Channel 503. You can catch the broadcast Friday, November 26th at 5 and Saturday, November 27th at 12 p.m. You can also watch more games on demand through NKTelco's YouTube, Facebook page and at nktelco.com/sports. So 54-27 our score. 2 minutes remaining. The Raiders are going to advance to 2-0 for a early monumental showdown with the Fort Laramie Redskins at Fort Laramie.
And Fort Laramie's seeing everything they can here tonight. They're still in the stands. Coach Carla Siegel up there along with some of her assistants. You got to think they're a little concerned about facing the Raiders. I mean, Coach Siegel got a lot of new players this year, but you know how Coach Siegel's teams are. A lot of pressure and a lot of good athletes.
Late entry on the substitution. And then line up 2 for the Raiders now, Ronnie Poling. Scott working against Megan Lewis. We're going to try to swing around some pressure here. Ball worked over to Carly Scott. Scott rotates over to Mullen. Mullen over to Kobe Dosek. Dosek on the inside to Ronnie Poling. Poling going to get the ball deflected out by Jaden Cooner. The Raiders advance to 2-0 and they have that monumental showdown with Fort Laramie on Tuesday. That'll be a great game early on in the season for the Raiders. Scott gets it into Monin. Monin over to Scott on the right wing. Over to Riley Hammonds. Hammonds shot fakes. It's on the inside to Eliza Garrity. Garrity, skip pass over to Scott. Scott inside Riley Hammonds, working on Alyssa Niemeyer. Shot fake, Riley Hammonds can't quite get it to fall. Battle for the rebound goes to Poling. Beat 2 by Maya Monin, off target, and the rebound falls to Alyssa Niemeyer. Wildcats with the break, Chloe Thien on the inside to Kennedy Corti, scramble on the ground for the ball. It's going to be a jump ball, arrow favors Coach Bremagen's Raiders. So the Raiders will advance to 2-0.
And Kobe, I think if you asked a lot of these Raider fans out here how they would start this season out, you know, that was a tall order here to start out 2-0 again against a Division I team like City that had a very good team last night, and the Minster Wildcats again that last year came off a 24-2 season, a couple state championships prior to that.
Ball goes into Ronnie Poling, and she gets her first points of the season. It'll be 6-27 Raiders. Ball gets on the ground, stolen by Eliza Garrity, and there's going to be a foul on Minster. I'm trying to think and see if there's a bonus here. There won't be any shots here for the Raiders. And I think they had the board did not have the board updated, Craig.
You know, while we got this little break here, Covey, Minster fans, I know I saw a lot of them went down to the Cintas Center. Is that where it's at in Xavier this past Wednesday? Watch a couple Minster alums play.
Yep, Xavier and Miami playing down there. You know, I'm a Xavier basketball fan. I like following the Musketeers, so I'm sure that was a fun time down there, following the Musketeers down there when Ivy and Courtney played. So as the free throws get split from the line there, 57-27. Our score. Wildcats will drop to 1-1 on the season. Ball goes over to Chloe Thien. Thien goes over to Jaden Clooney. In the right corner, Megan Wiss. And that's going to be a foul on Ronnie Poling. It's a 6th Raider team foul, so no bonus shots yet for Minster. I think they're just going to let these see what Minster can do out of a quick set here, 3.3 seconds. This is where you can practice something in a game situation. Niemeyer wide open in the corner for three, and she's got it. Alyssa Niemeyer with 5 points tonight. And that'll conclude our ball game, our final. Russia 57, Minster 30. We'll take a timeout. We'll give you your stats and recap next, and player of the game here next on NKTelco Sports.
Winners Meats. Quality meats for 4 generations. Hoagie Lumber. Hilsman Automotive.
Are you looking for a new career with amazing growth potential? NKTelco Press and Automation is hiring for many positions right now. NKTelco is a global company that is growing with its sights on being $1 billion company. Machinists, service technicians, human resource personnel, IT specialists, electrical engineers, mechanical engineers, and many more. The opportunities abound at NKTelco Press and Automation. Go to minsterjobs.com now to get started on your new career with NKTelco.
Hi, I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
Allglaze and Sydney Audiology are committed to providing the most advanced and affordable hearing care solutions.
Did you know that more and more insurances are offering coverage for hearing needs and that we are the most comprehensive provider in the area?
Because we want to serve all in our community, we partner with agencies such as Medicaid, OOD, Sertoma, and most recently the VA, helping our veterans find local solutions to their problems.
Don't leave unused benefits on the table this year. Call us today to see if you qualify.
And welcome back to the Claire C. DeVoe Gymnasium, where the Russia Raiders defeat the Minster Wildcats by the score of 57-30. Here's our Wagner's IGA stats and recap. Mr. Craig Fissinger.
Yeah, for the Russia Raiders, it was pretty consistent all night long. And if we look at the quarter scores, Russia outscoring Minster all 4 quarters, 12-8 in the first, 13-8 in the second quarter for our halftime score of 25-16 in the second half. It was more of the same. Russia outscoring Minster 16-9 in the third quarter, and then 16-2 in that final frame. Again, the final 57-30. Individual scoring went like this. It was 7 different Wildcats on the board. They were led by Casey Albers with 13 points. All of those coming in the first half. Russia, nice job shutting her down in that second half. Other scores, it was 5 from Alyssa Niemeyer, including that 3 there at the tail end. A couple of, actually 3 each for Katie McClurg, 3 for Morgan Sparks. It was 2 for Kennedy Corti, 2 for Lily Barhorst, and 2 for Anna Larger, who came in from the JV roster. For the Russia Raiders, they had 9 different scores. They were led by Cece Borchers with 18 points, 15 of those coming in the second half. She had a couple threes in there as well. It was 13 points for Ella Haney, the 2 Raiders in double figures, Cece and Ella. Other scores, it was 8 for Simone Putoff, 7 for Kate Sherman, 4 for Sophie Francis, 2 for Maya Monin, 2 for Ronnie Poling, 2 for Reese Gubo, and 1 for Eliza Garrity. From the free throw line, the Minster Wildcats, they only shot free throws in the first half, and they finished the game 2 for 6 for 33%. For the Russia Raiders, did very well at the free throw line, finished the game 11 for 17 for 64%.
And really, the stat, you look at Ella Mesher, no points tonight. She struggled a bit tonight, but you got to think if you're Minster, she's going to bounce back. You know, it's just some of those frustrating nights that you have. Not everyone can always be on their A game every time, and we know she's a deadly player. We know she's going to come back. She was my pick at the beginning of the year to be the MAC Player of the Year, so
yeah, well,
she'll come back.
She was second team All-MAC last year, and you know, she was playing with the MAC's all-time leading scorer in Ivy Wolf. She had another guard in Janae Hoyne that was very good. Morgan Poole was a nice player. As Coach Wiss said to start the season out, he needs to find his leaders this year. Last night, Ella Mesher had 7 points, and then you had Katie McClurg with 18 points. Tonight, she gets held scoreless, but credit to the Russia defense on that. 6'2" Kate Sherman out there, 6 foot Ella Haney. A lot of height for the Russia Raiders. And this is a very good Russia Raiders team. So yeah, Ella Mesher just trying to she'll find her way here, and eventually she'll get it figured out. Her along with Katie McClurg and some of those other players like Morgan Sparks. This is going to be a good Minster team. They're just trying to figure things out here at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, I think there's just a little bit of varsity inexperience, but this team is going to be deadly, come tournament time. They're a team that's going to compete for their MAC title. A lot of people have been tabbing New Knoxville as the favorite there, and it'll be a long season, and sometimes, you play these games and you just work kinks out, and, these guys play again, it's a toss-up, so you never know. And our player of the game tonight, brought to you by NKTelco, Cece Borchers.
I'm with you on that one, but Cece had a whale of a game. She came off that 15-point performance last night. Tonight she comes back with 18 and was kind of quiet there in the first half. 0 for 2 from the free throw line in the first quarter, hits a 3 in the second quarter, goes in the locker room with just 3 points. But boy, what a second half she had, scoring 15 there in the second half, finished with 18 for the game. And this is a girl, as I said during our broadcast, that didn't even start last year. She came off the bench, averaged 7.5 a game to be the third leading scorer on the team. But this year she's starting. Not only is she starting, we see her at that point guard position a lot, which she didn't do much of last year. So she's running the offense from Coach Bremagen and scoring a lot of points.
Well, that'll do it for us here tonight. The Raiders advance to 2-0 on the season. They win 57-30 as the Minster Wildcats drop to 1-1. We thank you guys for joining us here on this production of NKTelco Sports. For Craig Fissinger, I'm Brandon Coberman. Thank you for listening to us, and for all the guys back in the studio running this for us, we'd like to thank them as well. So for a final time, the Russia Raiders defeat the Minster Wildcats 57-30. We'll see you here next time on NKTelco Sports.